Hello everybody, how are you doing? I'm doing Leo's January and February 2020 reading. The reason why January is a little bit late is because I did 2020 previews. So this is a combo, so I won't do another February. You have enough cards, okay? So show your appreciation by liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting, okay? If you'd like to make a donation, look in the description box below. And if you need a personal reading, look in the description box below, okay? If you do have a Cancer daughter, and she's rather young, please can you watch her in regard to promiscuity? Because I go back and look at Cancer's love reading for January, February, and you'll see what I'm talking about, okay? So you need to probably talk to your daughter, especially if her father is promiscuous also. You need to watch that video for Cancer. It's called Young and Pregnant, okay? So please go back and watch that video if you have a Cancer daughter and she's young. Okay, thank you for listening to the announcements. Now I'm going to get started with your reading, okay? All right, so the next card, or the first card for your reading is the Queen of Gems in the reverse, okay? Geminis have this card also in the reverse position. So this queen in the upright position, she's almost like the perfect mother and wife. She has everything she needs. Like, she's wealthy, she's beautiful, her home is in order, her kids and husband love her. She's like the perfect, I don't know if woman, mother, wife, domestic housekeeper, I'm not sure, okay? So in the reverse position, this Queen of Gems is a little bit on the, I won't say snobbish, but a little bit on the prissy side or something. It's kind of like she is condescending and she is maybe not connected to her children, or in this case, connected with her spouse. Things are not on the up and up, okay? She's upset for some reason. So this card could represent a Capricorn. So this could have something to do with being critical, okay? So as we go through the reading, you will see that the reason why this queen is in the reverse position, there's something about her. Maybe perhaps she's desiring to be perfect, and in doing so, is trying to force everyone else to be perfect. And because of that, it's running people away from her. So that's why she is not in the upright position here, where it's about love and care and provision and everything being in order, like everything's basically perfect. When we focus too much on perfection, and becoming nitpicky with our loved ones, we basically run them away, because it's the opposite of unconditional love. It's more like being critical, judgmental, and unloving, okay? So that is almost the whole reading. So, and that would have saved me a lot of time, but okay. So anyway, so Six of Gems, okay? This card is about generosity. So this Queen of Gems is not wanting to be generous with her spouse. You'll see that later. I'm sorry, that's my shoe making noise. Okay, so the Six of Gems is a card about generosity. So I just explained to you what that meant. It's generosity is like when you love your partner and you care about your partner, and you guys are sharing resources, sharing spaces, and enjoying each other's company, and enjoying the fact that you're in each other's lives, okay? But this queen in the reverse position, she's like the one who has the wealth up, so I'm not sure if that's family wealth that she has. And so because of that, it's almost like she's looking down on her husband, because he might be a white collar worker, blue collar worker. He's a professional, so he may be a blue collar worker. And so for some reason, she's looking down at him instead of loving him and respecting him as her spouse. So that is causing a problem, okay? So let me go to the next card. Here we have the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is a card about attitude, okay? So the Queen of Gems in the reverse position needs to check her attitude and learn to love and respect her husband, because I guess he would try to love and respect her back, except for she keeps turning him off by being so judgmental. And so if she would change her attitude and become more loving and accepting, it would greatly help their relationship, okay? So it's almost like someone is stuck because there is not the appropriate amount of love, okay, in the relationship. And so it's almost like it's preventing love from blossoming, and the family from being happy, okay? The Chariot card. So recall that I had the Generosity card. So it seems like the queen did not want to share. That's just what I picked up on, because she's in the reverse position. The Generosity card is in the upright, which means that she is probably going to share. The Chariot card here is saying in regard to the queen sharing her resources with her husband, and or what is her attitude in regard to the relationship. I guess she is moving forward toward her partner and trying to make things work. Okay. So because I saw the cards before you did, I already understood who her husband was, and I already understood the problems going on in the relationship. So this card is the professional in the reverse. So her husband works in the legal field, very likely. In your situation, it doesn't have to be that's the case. But so anyway, this is the King of Wings, and he is in the reverse position because he is feeling a little bit threatened by his wife's over critical attitude toward him. Okay, and so I'm not sure if there's anything else I have to say. That's basically it. Is okay, because this King of Wings, he's like a diplomat. His job, or his I will say life purpose. His life purpose has to do with keeping the peace and bringing people together and helping everyone to get along. But because he's dealing with his wife and she's more so being judgmental of him and looking down upon him instead of showing him love, he's having a hard time keeping a smile on his face while he's dealing with his wife. Okay, so now the next card is the Four of Roses. This is a card of respect. So I already said wife and husband because I already saw this card was in the spread, so I already understood they were wife and husband. So this card is not necessarily indicating that they're going to have a long happy marriage. It's just explaining to us that they are married. Okay, so the next card here is the Sun in the reverse position. The reason why the Sun is in the reverse position is because, as I stated to you earlier, there's tension in the family because the Queen needs to be more loving and supportive and understanding instead of being so critical. Okay, because everything in her marriage and her family life is not going to be perfect the way she thinks it should be. Okay, and until she understands that, it's going to cause tension in the family. Okay, this card could also mean support, and so the support is not there from the husband's point of view. Like, do you love me unconditionally, wife? Yes or no? And her critical attitude toward him is telling him no. She doesn't love him unconditionally. Okay, so that's causing a problem. So that's further explained by this card here. This is a card of romance in the reverse. Okay, so the couple cannot have the romance that they're seeking to have together because it's almost as if someone is saying, do it this way, do it my way. And because of that, it's almost like you're not allowing me to be myself. That's how the husband is feeling. The husband feels like it's almost like he can't be in a relationship with this person because they won't even allow him to be himself. If he says, hey, I want to kiss you like this, or I want, it's almost like he's being forced to be in this stuck, boring pattern, and it's not his choice. And if he makes a suggestion, he's being told no. So he cannot be himself, and that's causing a problem with the marriage. Okay. And the funniest thing is sometimes when a partner is like that, if they don't see their role in the situation, they will say, well, you're this way and you're that way, but they can't see that they're the cause of all of these problems. Okay, so the next card here is the Magician. And the Magician card is in the reverse position. Okay, so instead of there being magic here and joy and bliss because wow, you have the perfect partner right before you and your family life should be happy. You have so much to give thanks for. Instead of that being the case, it's almost as if the energy that's being put in the relationship is almost being put in vain, because no matter how much this husband does for his wife, she is going to complain. And because of that, the husband is growing weary of even caring anymore. Okay. So the next card here is the Justice card in the reverse. So what that means is that in spite of all of the maybe things that the husband may want from his wife, maybe from the public's point of view, they're not hearing the truth of what is really going on. They're hearing the opposite. They're hearing lies and gossip, and just when the Justice card is in the reverse, all types of reputation destroying you know, words can be coming from the queen, like, he can't do anything right. I told him to do this and he did it so wrong, you know. Some people can be very, very specific and say, I want you to put this in the microwave for 20 seconds and take it out and then turn it back on for 5, and if you don't do it that way, I won't eat it. So I'm sorry, I'm saying something funny, but that's just the case. So this justice card is in the reverse because this is an injustice from the masculine's point of view. He wants to be in a marriage that's based on love, and because he doesn't have it, that's sad. But on top of that, his wife may not be telling the public the truth of what is going on and making the husband look bad, when really and truly it's her thought processes of how things should be that's really messing up the flow of the relationship. Okay, that doesn't have to be what's going on in your relationship specifically, but the justice card in the reverse means that the you know, basically things are not sorted out. Things are still in a problem status. They're not, it's chaos. It's not, you know, being corrected at this moment. Okay. And if you were to file legal paperwork, if the husband were to file legal paperwork right now, the wife would possibly win because she has the money. The family wealth may be coming from her. The husband may be working a job. Okay. So basically, let's see what happens next. So the next card here is the King of Shells reverse, and this card is a card about a visionary. Okay. So this visionary is basically, he might have a vision of how he wants things to go, okay, to make things better for him. The visionary card in the reverse may mean, hey, perhaps he went out to the bar or something and started to drink, okay? And that's actually what I think happened, okay? And I'm not saying I'm advocating for you guys to go out and drink if you have problems, but I think that's what is happening in this spread, and I'll explain to you the reason why, okay? So the next card here is the Ten of Gems. The Ten of Gems card is about protection, okay? So this card, normally when you had the Four of Roses card about marriage, this card may mean that a marriage is protected and it's going to have longevity. But in this case, that's not what it's meaning. It's almost as if the husband, this visionary here, he is almost protecting himself from the toxic energy and the lack of love in his relationship. So I'm not saying that drinking is a way to protect himself, but basically he went out to socialize, and in doing so, he might have met a friend, okay? So in this case, this could be an old friend of his that he met while he was at the bar, and she is the Princess of Shells. She's the romantic. So because she's a romantic person, she was probably very happy to see him, and she was very, very joyful and loving and kind. And the husband was saying, oh, wow, this is my wife here. He didn't say that to the princess here, but this is his wife here, and she's not being loving and kind to him. She's just saying, do it my way, do it like this now, you know, and being very unloving. Whereas the Princess of Shells is like, hey, how you been? I haven't seen you in so long, and gave him a hug and was talking his ears off. And so there's a different vibe from his wife versus his friend, okay? So furthermore, on top of that, the Princess of Shells, she is, I don't know if she is already pregnant or if they spent time together, because the visionary here, the husband, he might have been inebriated, and because of that, he may not have known what he was doing. So the Princess of Shells could be pregnant, okay? Or she desires to get pregnant. All right, so the next card is the Five of Roses, and this card is a card about competition. So either the wife can tell something has changed in the relationship, or the romantic, his friend, realizes that he's married, and so there's some type of competition, known or unknown, in the energies in regard to the husband, okay? And I didn't really understand what this card was here for, so I clarified it. And so what I got was the Ace of Swords in the reverse, okay? This is about a loss. And then the Nine of Pentacles reversed, and this is about materialism, okay? So someone is at a loss, okay? The Nine of Pentacles, or Nine of Gems in this case, This could represent the Queen of Gems, okay? So she is at a loss. Did she lose something? Did she lose someone? Okay? So this is clarifying this Five of Roses card, okay? So the Queen is at a loss. Maybe perhaps intimacy was ensued between her husband and his friend, who is the romantic, okay? And it could be because her husband was out drinking. So now we have the Death card, which is a card of transformation. And this card is about someone letting go of something, a situation changing and transforming. And let me see, what else is going on here? So I'm not sure who is letting go. I didn't really clarify that card. The husband may be letting go of his wife because he doesn't feel love vibes coming from her. The two of Gems card here is about change, okay? The husband may be juggling two different situations, okay? And the wife may not know what's going on because it may seem like he's at work. So the next card is a card, Seven of Roses. It's a card of courage. So I'm not sure if the romantic is meeting up with the husband at this point. And I don't know who's being the hero to whom. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the romantic was going through her own personal situation or not. But I guess it's taking courage for someone to meet up with someone else, or courage for someone to speak up about an issue that's going on in their relationship. Guys, this is a general reading. If you would like more information, you have to get a personal reading. This next card is a Temperance card, and it's a card about patience. So I'm going to guess this has to do with a pregnancy. And so I guess the two of them don't meet up for a while, okay? This is maybe nearing the end of January, okay? And if someone needs to say something, like speak up, if someone has feelings for the other party, it's not the time to say it at the moment. So the next card here is the Moon card. Someone is having secrets. Someone is afraid. Someone is having issues with their mother. The next card, the clarifying card for this Moon card is the Hierophant, okay? So someone is afraid, and it's in regard to something traditional like marriage, okay, or conservative values. Someone is afraid, possibly because they have gotten another party pregnant, and it's a secret. And so the fear is in relation to their marriage, I guess. And so the next card is the Star. The Star card is about hope, okay? Hope. And this card, I don't know if this is hope for the marriage, as if the husband is thinking about putting effort and energy into his marriage, or if it's a card about hope because now he has something to believe in and put his love and attention toward. Okay. The next card is the Tower card. So something happens to shake up the situation. And I clarified that card because I didn't know what it meant. So the King of Pentacles, which is the husband, and he is juggling, okay? So the Tower, okay, so I don't know if he was attempting to put hope and energy into his marriage, but it's not working out because he's still juggling. So the next card is the Seven of Wings card. This is a card of opposition, okay? So if he is juggling, something is maybe trying to get him to stop doing that. And what is that clarified by? It's clarified by the Fool card in the reverse. Okay, so someone is regretting past mistakes. Someone is just, I get confused sometimes as to which situation is the husband going toward, the wife or toward the girlfriend, okay, or the mistress. And so so this Fool card here is about basically, yeah, he has regrets. The opposition is about basically, he's regretting his past decisions of marrying the wrong person, okay? The opposition, the Tower, this has to do with the Tower falling. Like he knows he married the wrong person. He regrets the decision. I'm not sure what else. Does he have hope with the past, the girlfriend or the mistress? Does he have hope, but the opposition is that he's still married to someone else? Okay, so he has hope with the mistress, but then he realizes, hey, I'm still married, and that's the Tower. So I think he's trying to go toward the mistress, but he can't. So now he is learning how to be realistic and see things for what they are. Hey, I'm married. I can't go over here and go do something else because my wealth is coming from my wife. Or did he just attain this wealth on his own through his work? Is his work life important, and that's the reason why he doesn't want a divorce? Okay. This King of Gems is supposed to love his wife. So I don't know. It might be that he is conflicted and he's jumping back and forth and doesn't know which way to go because he does have responsibilities. So the next card here is Celebration in the reverse. So perhaps this king ends up back at the bar again. Like I said, I'm not advocating that. So the Eight of Gems is the next card. This is February's energy. So the Eight of Gems is about perfectionism, and it has to do with the wife wanting everything to be perfect, wanting her husband to be perfect. And I don't know, I explained this at the beginning of the reading. So that's the cause of the problems, the lack of love. Okay, and so if this is February's reading, we start with the desire of the wife to have everything perfect, okay? She is at least upright right now. Her energy did change, okay? This is more like Libra's energy, where it's more analytical and logical, okay? And so I guess the queen wants things to be a certain way still. She still wants to have control. She's kind of independent. And I don't know. So her husband is kind of far away from her at this point. Her husband is in the energy of the Prince of Roses. So he is starting to explore outside of his marriage. And what else is going on here? So the Prince of Roses could mean that he is getting into a lot of relationships and not staying there very long. He's more about fiery energy, like passionate, like let's get something going on. If we're not going to hurry up and get something going on, I'm out of here. So he's not really a mature man anymore. He's in Prince energy. So he may be considering moving, but I'm not sure if that's the case. Now, if he is moving, he's probably moving toward a lover, but he doesn't seem very stable right now, so that may not be what's going on. So the next card is the Devil card. This is a card about temptation, seductions that are going on in the month of February for Leos, okay? This is Leo or their cross watcher, okay? It seems like the female is the one that continues to start the reading, so that may be the Leo's energy. So the Devil card is a card about seduction. So it is possible that the Prince of Roses here is finding a new love partner to explore with. Or it could be that he's dressing to be more enticing to get more love partners interested in him, okay? It could also be that he is into substances or something that is a negative type of addiction or a bondage situation, to be in bondage to something. Okay, so anyway, the Nine of Gems is the next card. It's a card about independence, okay? So this is in relation to the King's energy, who is now acting like a younger person and acting more like a prince instead of a king. So he's acting very young and immature like a bachelor, okay? And so with that being said, the Independence card is saying he's acting like he's independent, like he's a bachelor, okay? So he's not even thinking about his wife at all at this moment. He is maybe perhaps being a devil, being in devil energy, and just trying to seduce and or be seduced. Did I say? Yeah, I hope I said it correctly. So anyway, the next card is the Fool card, and this is a card about trust, okay? So he's taking a leap of faith towards something that he desires or something that he wants. And I'm not sure if that's his independence, because he already was acting in the energy of independence. So I'm not sure if he's asking for a divorce right now. I'm not really sure, okay? So he's jumping from this energy of the Prince of Roses into the energy of the Prince of Wings, okay? This Roses card is about fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy of just I want what I want it now, and being very passionate, to a different type of energy of being intellectual, okay? So this Prince of Wings is a protector. So I'm not sure what happened. Recall one more time that he started off in Wings energy, which is like perhaps working in the legal field. So now instead of being a lover boy, he's back in his work energy, maybe, where he is basically communicating with other people, and he is very logical. He knows what's going on. Well, at least he's in the upright. So like I said, he's a protector, okay? This is his work energy. So I guess he's socializing at work right now and meeting people. Let me see, what is the next card? It is the Ten of Shells. This is a card about success, okay? So I don't know what it is that he took a leap of faith toward in regards to his work life. So I'm going to look at the next card here. He may have just met someone at work, okay? Maybe he was, okay, I get it. I totally get it. He was the protector of someone's case that he was working on. He took a leap of faith toward that person. And so he was successful in taking that leap. So now he's dating one of his clients or something to that effect. And so the next card here is the Prince of Shells. So now he is becoming a charmer. So he's dipping from wife to mistress and back again, and nobody knows where he is and what he's doing. And he doesn't really care if people think that he's doing the wrong thing. He's just doing whatever he wants to do. So the Nine of Wings is a card of obsession, okay? So basically, he has a lot of bad habits that he's getting into right now. Who knows what he's doing, okay? He could be going really, really far and doing things inappropriately in situations of more than two people. I really don't know, okay? You'd have to get a personal reading to figure it out. But he's becoming obsessed with this type of lifestyle of not being at home with his wife and or children, and or just doing whatever he desires to do, okay? He could also be obsessed, like even if he's out, he could just be obsessed and dwelling on the fact that, oh, my wife is so miserable, she did this and that and the other. Really and truly, maybe perhaps he needs to sit down and have a heart-to-heart conversation and sort out those feelings, and maybe perhaps they could work through it. But if he keeps it to himself, perhaps his wife will never know what the problem is, okay? And then he'd be out there doing all kinds of things when he could have just spoken to his wife and made his concerns, known to her. So the next card here is the Hermit. So I think he could have been obsessed about what was going on in his home life, even though he was out there fooling around with other people. So, I don't know, now he's keeping to himself and not talking, or he's just hanging around people who have the same energy as he does, something to that effect. The next card is the Three of Wings. So now he's starting to feel sorry for his bad behaviors and his bad actions. Is he maybe starting to understand that he was doing something that was not appropriate? Okay. I'm not sure if he's trying to heal his sadness and his bad feelings about the relationship situation at this moment. Okay. The next card is the Five of Shells. So this king is feeling disappointment with his relationship, with his marriage, with his own actions. I'm not sure, because as I stated, if when he initially had the concern with his wife, if he would have spoke up to her, maybe perhaps he could have cut out all of those negative things that he did, okay? Maybe he's disappointed with himself, because he could always blame and say she did this and she did that, but he has to be responsible for his own actions in the situation. So he can never say, well, because you did this, then I did that. No, the responsibility is still falling on the husband, because if he's in the marriage, he's going to have to explain what's going on and still be responsible for his actions. So Guys, if something's bothering you, you might want to speak up on it if you feel that it may help resolve the issue, okay? It's funny how sometimes situations get talked about amongst strangers and on social media instead of in person to the person that you are dealing with. And that is a possibility of why there's so many broken relationship situations. Sometimes the door is open to everybody else to get in because people don't sit down and talk about situations, okay? So just if you're out there doing things, don't say she made me do it, because you have a responsibility to talk to your partner and not to social media or whomever else, okay? When it comes to the blame game, like, I cheated because you did this. First, speak to your spouse first about the issue. Some people are hard-headed and some people just want to do whatever they want to do. So if that's the case, then maybe perhaps you have to say, well, this relationship isn't working or something, okay? I'm just explaining something to maybe prevent a lot of drama from happening. So if you're watching this video, you're having issues in your relationship, it may be good to talk it out before you start doing other things. But as I stated, some people already have an agenda. It could be very possible his wife is being critical in this way because she's doing something else also, okay? And that's why she's being critical to her husband. That's why he's running in the other direction. So I don't know, because this is not a personal reading, okay? So the next card after the disappointment card is a card about stress. So I'm not sure if the husband is realizing, oh my gosh, I did all of these things, and wow, I'm doing really messed up things, and I wish I didn't. You know, I'm not sure if now he's realizing that, okay? It's almost as if his eyes may not have been open to what he was doing, or the lack of thought in the decisions that he was making, okay? So now he's starting to feel it now. And so the next card here is the Lovers reversed. This is a card about attraction. So I'm not sure if he is trying to put an energy into his marriage, okay? The Lovers reversed. Is he turning his back on mistresses and trying to put attention on his marriage because now he's feeling disappointed within himself? Let me see. Yeah, I just think he's trying to figure out, wait, how did I get all the way over here? How did things get wrong? How did things go wrong? I'm not sure if that's what he's trying to figure out right now. Or if a situation with his lover is not going in the right way, and that's what's causing him stress, okay? Okay, the lover that from his workplace, from his if it's a law from his it could be a law office where he was working and he was dealing with one of his clients, okay? Maybe that situation is going wrong and that's why he's disappointed. Okay? So the next card here is habits in the reverse. So all of a sudden now the husband is starting to see all of the bad habits that he's picked up. And if he is trying to go back toward his partner, he's maybe trying to correct those bad habits. Okay? The next card is the Strength card reversed. So he's finding himself at a point of weakness where he's realizing he doesn't have self-control. Maybe perhaps he picked up a bunch of bad habits and now he's addicted to intimacy with other people, and he doesn't know how to get control of himself anymore and to behave like a husband instead of like a bachelor. Okay, so the next card here is the Six of Wings. This is a card of passage. This may be sometime around Valentine's Day or something to that effect. There was a trip that they were supposed to take together, which now has possibly been canceled. And I'm not sure if this is with the lover or with the wife. Like, I'd almost think it should be with his wife, but you'd have to get a personal reading to figure that out. Or maybe you already know what this is about already, okay? So, the final card for this double month reading is the World card in the reverse, consummation, okay? And this is the card about the husband having to put away those unhealthy behavior patterns, and he may be graduating from infidelity, okay? I guess that would be beneficial if you are married to a partner like this, okay? It could mean many different things, but this is how I'm seeing the cards right now. If you would like to know something specific about your situation, you'd have to ask for a personal reading, okay? So if you appreciate the reading, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and share, okay? All right, thank you for listening. Also, if you'd like to make a donation because you appreciate the information, look in the description box below, okay, for the link. Thank you for listening once again, and I appreciate you watching my channel, okay? All right, thank you.